Hello again. We're back for our third segment of Talk Radio with Talk Television. I used to be Talk Radio too, but and it's kind of hard to keep them separated,
sure.
Dave. But Dave Ross is my guest. He is the mayor of the city of Superior, and thank heavens he's a tolerant and patient man who can live with some of my little verbiages here.
You're doing fine.
Dave is a wonderful speaker, and he is also a wonderful mayor, being there 7 years. His city runs so well that he has surplus money that they can use to pay off debt, and boy, wouldn't we love to have that on a statewide basis. Dave Ross is running for a lieutenant governor, and as he was saying earlier, when I asked him what does it take to make a successful governor, and if you would just Lieutenant Governor, you would just repeat that again for me in terms of what you would plan to do and what you think your challenge is as a Lieutenant Governor.
Well, we need to drive the issues that really create job growth. Cutting budgets, we have to do that. Reducing debt, we have to do that. Privatizing certain services, we have to do that. But the other equation that figures into what it costs to have somebody stay in your community is the fact that there has to be jobs. There has to be availability of work. There has to be the ability to earn a living. And so the other half of that is we have to create an economy in Wisconsin that is friendly to investors. We have to say to people who want to put dollars in our community, you're welcome. We're going to help you. We're going to make sure that we clear as many roadblocks as possible so that your investment gets in the ground and produces those jobs every community needs.
And I know that you know, basically speaking, pragmatically, the basic issue here for all communities and for the state is good investments and good return on the money, which makes more jobs and so forth. But there's even more involved in that. Would you agree with me on this, that there has to be a positive spirituality, so to speak, within your communities who can understand that it takes a positive and a faithful kind of loyalty to the idea of the way we live in our society?
Well, I think in our community for a long time we have said that we want to be a community that reflects the values of its citizens. For a long time, you know, there's been an onslaught of the moral base of this nation. There's been an onslaught in the moral base of our communities. And we need to find a way to raise the standard, to keep families together, to keep marriages together, to keep children and families in our community. And part of that is creating an environment in our communities where they feel welcome and welcome with the values that they hold.
And speaking of families, and I've been kind of waiting to get this in here, Dave and his wife Lynn have a wonderful family of 4 daughters, and I'm going to hold this up in front of your camera, Dave, so you can see it. And I think I've got it right here. This is on a magazine called Career Impact.
That's right.
And the magazine is
the Wisconsin Indian Head Technical College System.
Okay, and who are these 4?
These 4 beautiful daughters are Andrea, Elisa, Hillary, and Haley. 4 daughters.
Right.
Twin daughters who are 34, a middle daughter who's 28, and a younger daughter who's 19. And they're all nurses, trained, educated at WITC, and out in the working world.
Wow, what a testimony both to family as well as to...
You know, I also have 12 grandchildren.
Oh, wow.
So...
Boy, that...
and 4 wonderful son-in-laws.
Yeah, you are truly blessed, both you and your wife Lynn.
I didn't know anything about boys. Did you know that? Not a thing, because I raised just girls.
Yeah.
And then they came home and brought home boys. And then married them. And now I have 4 son-in-laws, so I get to practice on them.
Exactly right. Well, you know, my wife Jane has always said it, but if you raise good daughters, they will bring you home good sons.
That's right.
Exactly. And in this case, we have 2 wonderful daughters, and they brought home 2 wonderful sons-in-law.
Oh. Now, how many years have you been married, Bob? I've been married 36.
36. Well, I got to tell you that we have been married 56 years.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well,
yes.
This is... That's a pretty long stint, wouldn't you say?
Well, I feel like I'm starting out with 36 years of marriage.
Well, listen, every year you can do that.
Yes, you have to, by the way.
There's no doubt about it.
Every year you start afresh with that marriage, put it back into perspective, and keep it together.
Well, you know, at the ripe old age of like 76 and 7, and my wife is like 74 or 5, we moved from a well-established home in Dane County, started a new, rebuilt a house, started a new life here in Vernon County, which is right outside of La Crosse County, down in the town of Hamburg. Is that right? Hamburg, yeah. Chaseburg, I'm sorry, Chaseburg. Hamburg was another place we lived. In Chaseburg, But we both said, look, it's like beginning a marriage all over again. And we have new careers and we have new lifestyles we're going through now, more rural and that sort of thing. So it's real important for quality life, I believe.
It really is.
But underlying that is a deep faith and that you get from the Almighty, plus
There is.
Telling yourself every day you can do great things.
You know, actually, if we don't start with deep faith and we don't understand there's someone outside of ourselves, we have a culture that's very materialistic, very self-centered. And the wonderful thing about faith, it puts us right back in the perspective we all need.
Yeah, it not only puts you into perspective, it can make you very, very humble if you think that, wow, boy, we've really done very well, you know, and, man, I'm really in charge. The fact of the matter is that everything that happens is, from my viewpoint at least, and our family's viewpoint, it's a God's plan.
That's right.
And so that's why every morning you say a prayer, you know, God, make it happen.
Be humble and serve.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what's going to happen with you and Lynn here in the next month? The race, of course, doesn't end until November.
No, in fact, this race for Lieutenant Governor is we're elected on a separate ticket in the primary, and so there's the Democratic and the Republican primary. I'm on the Republican ticket on September 14th. That will decide which Lieutenant Governor candidate will be paired with who wins the gubernatorial race. And I believe that this is going to be a conservative governor. Governor is going to be the next one elected. And I need your vote. I need your support. I need your help that on September 14th we can be victorious and bring the kind of conservative values as Mayor of Superior and bring them to Madison.
Yeah. That's wonderful. And if you want to help Dave, and we do this for all candidates.
Thank you.
Look at the bottom of your screen there, and Jesse, our great engineer, will put in the website and your name, and so they can be in touch with you or contact you.
Thank you.
Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about was in order to bring more jobs into a community and into the state of Wisconsin, for example, and I note that we've been losing some businesses in Wisconsin. We lost a couple of businesses here down to Iowa, I think, here recently.
Almost lost Mercury Marine. Very close.
Yeah, exactly. And so did you work on that? Did you help on that?
Here's what businesses are requiring. They want certainty and stability when they're coming into a state. Just like when business people come to the mayor's office and they say, "We'd like to invest here. How are you going to treat us? Looking down the road, how is the council going to be behaving? Are there going to be some roadblocks that you're going to throw in front of us?" Stability and certainty is very important. And right now, Madison is not sending the signals that gives investors the feeling if they come to our state, they can be treated fairly and treated fairly into the future, because investments in the state aren't just 1 day or 2 day or 1 year things. They make 20-year investments, they make 15-year investments, and they need certainty.
You bet. Well, Dave Ross, this has been wonderful to be talking to you. I feel like I've had another education and listening to you, and we wish you the best of luck in your race for Lieutenant Governor for the state of Wisconsin. And meanwhile, don't forget the city of Superior as well.
That's right.
Dave Ross has been my guest.